everyone, I'm Dead Knight, and this is In It to Win It. Today we're going to be focusing on Core Set 2021, and we're going to look at my top 3 picks for Druid. First is going to be my top pick, next is going to be my least exciting pick, and finally we're going to go for my honorable mention. So let's get to it. First, we're going to start with our top pick, which is going to be boring, but probably a really high performer in Innervate. Innervate is a 0 mana card that is going to give you 1 mana crystal for this turn only. We've seen this since the beginning of the game. It started out as giving you 2 mana crystals and was eventually nerfed down to 1, and it looks like they brought it back into the core set. So why is it here still? Firstly, ramp is Druid's identity. Ramping is getting extra mana crystals every turn so you can get a edge over your opponent and playing out larger minions or more things faster. And Innervate is the best of these cards in my opinion. Even though the mana crystal only comes for 1 turn, it costs 0, which means that you can get 1 turn ahead of your opponent, and sometimes that's all you need. Not to mention that being a 0 cost spell, Innervate has in the past had synergies with all kinds of things, whether it's Gadget Sand Auctioneer, or Exotic Mount Seller, or getting extra damage out with Malygos, or getting combos set up with Aviana. Innervate is really the tool that does it all. So I think it's going to continue to do it all and be the best card for Druid in the core set. As for the worst card in the Druid set, for me that's going to be Ancient of War. Ancient of War has also been around since launch. It is a 5/5 for 7, and when you play it, you can choose one and turn it either into a 5/10 taunt or a 10/5. Now, in all the times I've been playing this game since 2014, I think I've turned it into a 10/5 twice with disastrous results both times, and I don't know if I've ever seen a player put it as a 10/5. So it's pretty much a 5/10 taunt for 7 for all intents and purposes. Now, if you look at when this card could have shined, it was really good at launch when it was one of the largest taunt minions out there and very hard to get rid of. Now, there are tons of tools to easily get rid of this card, and for 7 mana, it doesn't affect the board when it hits the table. It's not going to really do much, in my opinion. It hasn't in the recent past, hasn't in the distant past, and I don't think it's going to in the future. A really telling sign is when Druid Quest Untapped Potential was seeing some play, this card still wasn't getting played in there. Untapped Potential lets you choose both the choose 1 effects by the turn 7, and we still weren't getting Ancient of War coming out, even when you could play it as a 10/10 taunt for 7, which was very high stats. So didn't see play before, don't think it's going to see play now. And for my honorable mention, I think we should talk about Menagerie Warden and the changes. So previously, Menagerie Warden was a 5/5 for 6 that when you played it, its battle cry was to copy a beast in play. So this potential stat swing on here is insane. So you have 10 stats from the minion you play, plus stats from the minion you copy. This card saw almost no play when it was released, but I think things might change now for a couple reasons. Firstly, now it is a 4/4 for 5, which means that if you're playing with some standard Guardian Animals beasts, which are all going to cost 5, you can play one from your hand and copy it on the same turn. So for example, if you play this with Night Runner, you're going to get the 5/4 stealth Night Runner that draws you 2 cards, and then you're going to get a 4/4 and another 5/4 that draws you 2 more cards. So with Twilight Runner and Menagerie Warden, you can have 28 stats on the board, drawing 4 cards next turn, which is pretty solid. The other thing that's different now than before is Rush. When Menagerie Warden first hit the table, there weren't any Rush minions. So the only hope you could have of really affecting the board by playing this was if you had a taunt minion down. But now you could play a Rush Beast and then copy it, have a huge board swing, leave 2 stats on the table from the attack and your Menagerie Warden. You could have some pretty serious board swings here. So why isn't this the best card? Well, the problem is that all those plays I just described are 10 mana plays. So you can be sitting with cards in your hand for a long time, not really being able to get any effect out of this guy. If you're not going to play it like that, you have to have a beast stick to the board, which is not always easy, which means this could be sitting in your hand for a lot of the game. So some people describe cards like this as a win more card because you have to already be winning for this to be effective. And that's definitely a problem for this guy. So I don't think it's a guaranteed uh, best card in the core set, but it's definitely an honorable mention because it has a lot of potential to really swing the board or to really just take games out of reach for your opponent really quickly when it comes down. So look to see some creative plays with Menagerie Warden. Innervate is going to continue to dominate, and Ancient of War will probably still be gathering dust, but not in the useful way because you can't disenchant it. So what do you think is going to be the best card in Druid Core Set 2021? Please leave respectful comments below, and tune in next time.